of the Central Southern Senatorial District of Ondo State with over 40 road projects racing to completion. The Commissioner for Infrastructure, Land and Housing, Mr. Aminu Raimi, who piloted the team to verify the performance of the project's handlers, said the contractors can be trusted. Government House correspondent Wahab Ankole has details.
To residents of Ero, Ikmisha, Okeodu, Aule, and Ijapu Estate in the Central Senatorial State, the Akeredolu administration's attention to road projects has brought them succor after years of agony. Team of the State Ministry of Infrastructure, Lands and Housing first inspected the 1.7-kilometer road project in Ero community in Ifedore Council area.
We all the Olokada, we appreciate the effort because the road now has been smooth. If they finish this road, they should help us put a little bump so that we will not speed much.
The Commissioner for Infrastructure, Lands and Housing, Mr. Raimi Aminu, applauded Governor Akeredolu for his passion to advance the state.
I met the crew here. They are doing the institute test, which I believe they must have done before they start the prime court. And I believe the test passed.
The 2.4-kilometer Okeodu Ikmisha road is also in progress, as attested by the people.
I and my community, we are very, very happy. And we thank the state government for doing this for us. I'm now appealing to the state government and the contractor to fast before the rainy season to complete the road.
We have over 30 construction sites at Akure Metropolis. Nearly all the construction sites, all the earth materials have been sourced from these sources.
The ongoing construction and rehabilitation of Isharun, Ilara to Elizade University 9.25-kilometer works drew the attention of the group, while residents of Aule, Ifesowakpo and Ilupeju in Akure.
Man, we appreciate him. We want him to do this again, and we will not let him down.
The Infrastructure Commissioner expressed satisfaction with the quality of work. As the inspection peaked, a PDP chieftain, APC, while residents of Ijapu Estate were happy at their evolved, well-paved roads.
A middle class, personally, to APC here, to the of that.
No, the roads were not good before. It was a disaster, but not now.
All over the world, infrastructure is the bedrock of industrialization, should sustain the momentum for the renewal of the state economy. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Ondo State's Contributory Health Commission has held a stakeholder strategic review meeting on Abiyamo Maternal and Child Health Insurance Scheme. The meeting is to create an avenue for discuss of the successes recorded so far, as well as preferring solutions. Piles reports that the meeting brought together various stakeholders within the health sector.
All of the Ondo State giving universal health coverage across the state, and to ensure effective service delivery, health professionals and major stakeholders in the Ondo State health sector gathered to interact on the Abiyamo Maternal and Child Health Insurance Scheme. In his welcome address, the Director General, Ondo State Contributory Health Commission, Abiodun Oyeneyin, hinged the successes recorded by the Abiyamo Maternity Child and Insurance Scheme.
I am pleased to inform you all that the Ondo State Contributory Health Commission is a veritable institution for the funding needs of the health sector of Ondo State. The current administration under the able leadership of Mr. Governor Araku Senior Advocate of Nigeria is leading by example by providing safe steps to the vulnerable among us, special focus on the pregnant women and children under 5 through the Abiyamo Maternal and Child Health Insurance Scheme.
The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Banji Ajaka, and the Special Advisor to Governor Akeredolu on Health, Professor Dayo Faduile, applauded the healthcare providers for efforts at ensuring effective service delivery in the state, with a call to residents to key into the scheme.
First of all, commend, appreciate our governor for creating the Ondo State Contributory Health Commission, and for this scheme, maternal and child health. We are all supposed to be marketers of this program.
Every good thing needs from time to time to be assessed from where we are coming from, to see how far we have gone, and for us now we don't ourselves to get better outcome.
The meeting also projected brief achievements of the Abiamo Maternity Child and Insurance Scheme, summary of data analysis session of its 2 years existence, and plans put in place to introduce other scheme in no distant time. The quarterly meeting is to review the achievements of the scheme. Joy Pius, South News.
Wife of Ondo State Governor Betty Anyanwu has asked women not to be downcast with the fate that befell some of the gender-related bills at the National Assembly. Mrs. Anyanwu, who spoke at the International Women's Day Grand Finale ceremony, said the unwelcome attitude meted out to the bills should fire the determination of women to push harder until they succeed. Government House correspondent Omori Olahungbeji reports that some women of substance were recognized at the event.
The International Culture and Event Center, DOE, in Akure, the Ondo State capital, was filled to the brim as the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, in collaboration with the office, Anyanwu believed that with unrelented efforts and agitations by women across the country, more grants against gender inequality would be broken. She admonished,
think about the general good. Things that touch everyday Nigeria, right there at the grassroots. So they bring their own, we women will bring our own. Everything becomes all right. But when you have only Philadelphia, what are they talking about?
Wife of the Deputy Udu, represented by Permanent Secretary Tescom, Tolulope Adiyemi, Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Olubumi Oshadaun, among other notable personalities, also called on women to take seriously the need to break social-cultural vices to successfully attain their goals.
I join all the women in Ondo State and all over the world and advocate that all society, imagination of bias against them must come to an end. We are therefore grateful to our own governor, Arakuri Oluwarotimi, giving our women great opportunity in governance, though we will still continue to assist. A time of pandemic and a time of serious climate change.
A political science professor, who is also the guest speaker at the event, Professor Adebukola Osunyikomi, pointed out that women have not been supporting themselves, noting that until the perception is changed, the agitations may not make any headway.
We also break the bias by not allowing anyone to limit us. Don't take it. Oh, you can't do it. Don't take it from anyone. Tell them that you can be the chairman of the party. Tell them that you can be the chairman of the local government. Tell them that you can even be the governor of your state.
Women who have made remarkable achievements in spite of life challenges were also honored at the event.
To the upcoming lady, the sky is just the beginning. They all need to be focused.
Whatever God has placed you to do it to the best of your knowledge. And as you are growing up, bring up people so that when you leave, the vacuum will not be there.
I dedicate this award and honor to God Almighty, my Maker, and to all women in Ondo State.
Woman to be recognized definitely has to do more than 2-3 times what the male counterparts are.
In all, 23 women were given award at this year's International Women's Day celebration. Omori Olahungbeji, Osrc News.
As the ruling All Progressives Congress APC finalizes plans for its national convention, Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has rallied opposition against political schemers trying to frustrate another milestone of the party. In a statement, Akeredolu observed with grave concern and fearful disposition unfolding dirty politicking caused by the immediate past caretaker leadership of the party, symbolized by the Yobe State Governor Mai Malabuni. Target is to rescue sinking Nigeria's boat, and it has since walked this visionary path until unfortunate events threw up Governor Mai Malabuni, who was expected to mend fences, only to deviate and began to plot its perpetration in office. The chairman of the Southern Governors Forum appreciated and saluted the courage and determination of President Muhammadu Buhari to prevent good governance democratic structures propelled by the All Progressives Congress. Governor Akeredolu described the emergence of Niger State Governor Sani Bello as a man of destiny whose time has come to redirect the party to its fundamental concept as a beacon of hope for a better Nigeria, and urged people of good conscience to support his mission and vision. The management of Rosgiwa Polytechnic, or Rugipo, has approved Monday, March 14, 2022, as Sule Atiku says screening and registration for all fresh students will commence on the same day of resumption. The statement says all returning students will resume immediately. The recent approval of a new dress code for female police officers by the Inspector General of Police, Ismail Alkali Baba, would be the focus of this week's edition of A Big Issue on Osrc. The television current affairs program hosts today at 5:30 in the evening. Conversations of A Big Issue this week will be led by a famous rights activist and senior advocate of Nigeria. Panel discussion segment will be hosting the duo of Mr. Daisy Adetarami, a seasoned journalist, and Mr. Lekon Olajobi, a public affairs commentator. Online viewers can join us via our social media platforms at Osrc TV on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Residents of Ondo State have continued to react to the sack of Ebonyi State Governor, Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, over their defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. Though the embattled governor has instituted an appeal of the ruling, the court's decision has opened discourse about the morality and constitutional provisions for defection, as well as the need for ideology-based politics in Nigeria. Sahid Aribisala reports.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja sacked Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State and his deputy Eric Igwe over their defection from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC. The court also ordered 16 members of the Ebonyi State House of Assembly that joined the governor and his deputy in the defection to APC on November the 17th, 2020 to vacate their seats and refund all salaries and monies received from the day they defected to the APC. This injunction has invariably set the tone for reactions and discourse among legal practitioners, social commentators, and Nigerians.
From president, judicial president, even at the Supreme Court, you cannot ask a governor to vacate seats because there was no constitutional provision that will back that judgment for vacation of office because he or she defected.
At the press conference, the sacked governor Dave Umahi said he was not worried by the judgment. The APC also called the court's judgment biased.
We have had the rumors before now that he was determined to give judgment against all known laws and the Constitution, first to embarrass APC, two, to embarrass the federal government. For me, I do not feel worried.
Though the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, said it is yet to receive the court judgment, the People's Democratic Party has submitted to INEC the names of 2 persons as replacement for the governor and deputy.
For Governor Honorable Iduma Igariwe, for Deputy Governor Mr. Fred Udog,
while different proponents have cited an Abakaliki High Court judgment and one in Zamfara State which ruled that a serving governor or his deputy could not be removed from office for defecting to another party. Opponents have hinged their decision on the judgment declaring Yaya Bello as governor of Kogi State on the basis that only a political party can secure votes of electorate. A legal practitioner, Damola Ambekemo, said while the ruling against the lawmaker is clearly stated in the Constitution, the Constitution's silence over the defection of governors or president provides an avenue for the judge to also rule.
When defected to APC, something or not, if a governor defects, that it can be removed of that nature. The court has a right to make pronouncement one way or the other, and the court has ruled that it should vacate and leave the government house.
Though Governor Umahi has filed an appeal of the ruling, it remains to be seen what the landmark decision of the appellate court will be and its effect on Nigeria's political space. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
No fewer than 23 suspected criminals, among them a 75-year-old leader of a kidnap gang, have been paraded by Ondo State Amotekun. The suspects before newsmen at the Amotekun headquarters in Akure. Commander of the Corps, Adetunji Adeleye, vowed that criminals would never find peace in the state. Richard Elesomi was there for Osrc.
In the last 1 week, operatives of the Ondo State Amotekun Corps have been all out as usual to apprehend those who are security threats to the society. The apprehension of 75 suspected criminals and 23 of them are being paraded for alleged kidnapping, rape, interborder and internet fraud, robbery, among other crimes. Commander of Amotekun Corps, Adetunji Adeleye, said among the suspects is this 75-year-old man and his gang who masqueraded as headers to kidnap innocent Nigerians for ransom in Akoko and the riverine areas of the state. Adeleye said a member of the gang, Amadu Sede, recently confessed to kidnapping by other members of the gang, was macheted to prevent him from releasing their information.
The other colleagues attacked him with machetes and guns and assumed he had to be sutured, went through different stages of surgery to bring him back to life, just to be able to pinpoint the other members of the kidnap of some of the other gang members.
He said among the suspects are internet fraudsters, popularly known as Yahoo Boys, and those who specialize in swindling Nigerians through fake job promises in neighboring countries, especially Benin Republic.
We were able to infiltrate their ranks, and we found out that these super fraudsters already harvested over 100 young men from Nigeria to Cotonou and housed them in a building in Cotonou. And from that point, they collected 650,000 from each of them. They even opened offices in 4 different...
About 14 hours journey to get they were just talking about another thing entirely.
The 16-year-old victim on a bike to an undisclosed joint where they sexually abused her. Adeleye said 30 out of the 75 suspected criminals nabbed in the landing trial in the court, while Amotekun has secured the conviction of many others. He said the Corps is synergizing with the Nigerian Army, the police, Richard Lesomi, Osrc News.
And now to sports. Ondo State Football Association has urged the state government to return the disbursement of funding for grassroots football to the State Sports Council instead of Ondo State Football Agency. Chairman of the association, Otunba Dele Ajayi, who stated this at the 20th Annual General Assembly of the association in Akure, noted that the government had not been meeting its financial obligations to the State Football Association by relaying through Ondo State Football Agency. The chairman revealed that the law